Hi everybody, welcome to Really Understandable Spanish. This is a quick practice session in the middle of the fact that we are at the moment, if you've been following the series, I hope you have, we're actually working through into object pronouns and reflexive verbs, and it's a good time to just take a break just for a little while and say, okay, let's have a look at effective easy phrases, things that happen every day, all over the place, what I'm doing, what you're doing, what we're doing, how you chat to one another, how you joke with one another, all of those things. So this is just a quick blast into this, and this is 50 everyday phrases. Everyday phrases, and also a variety of things like, what do you say when people, what will people ask you, blah, 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 blah. Just run with it. And let's see what we can get out of it. Okay, it's purposely a jumble so that I can explain it as we go along. So first one, ¿de dónde eres? Where are you from? They'll say that to you for sure. ¿De dónde? From. Where? Eres. From ser. Soy, eres. Yeah, permanent because you're permanently from. They might also ask you whereabouts. So I might say, ¿de dónde eres? Soy de Inglaterra. And then they might say to you, often they will, ¿de qué parte? ¿De qué parte? From what part? And I'll say, Manchester. It's the nearest big place. It's no use saying Cheshire to them or Macclesfield near where I'm from. Pick a big place, okay? So, ¿de qué parte? Soy de Manchester. Encantado, encantado, encantado. Encantado is enchanted. It's what they might say to you, encantado. If you want to do the exam one, it's saying encantado a conocerte. Nobody says that. Encantado, and if they say encantado to you, and maybe shake hands when there's no COVID, then it's good to say igualmente. It happens to be New Year's Eve at the moment, today. And so I will be just carefully going around wishing people Feliz Año. Feliz Año is happy year. It's Feliz Año Nuevo in exams, but nobody bothers with that because it's obvious what you're doing. Feliz Año, and they'll immediately say to me, igualmente. You can probably guess what it is, equally. Remember from previous sessions, anything with mente on the end would have ly on ours. So it's igual. Igual is equal with a li on the end, equally. And that's how you say the same to you, igualmente. They might say to you, ¿Cómo te llevas? ¿Cómo te llevas? How to you carry. That's a very common way of saying, how are you? Yeah? You will also hear, ¿Qué tal? That's very common. That's asking how you are. ¿Cómo te llevas? They might at some stage, when you get used to talking to people and you see them the day after and so on, and it's absolutely perfectly normal to say, ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces hoy? What are you doing today? You might say, nada. You might say, ay. Muy liado. Muy liado. Muy liado is liado. And muy is very, liado is just busy. You can also say ocupado. Muy ocupado, I'm very busy. Okay, so what do you think that means? We did that in the last session. Ya me voy. This is a fascinating expression, ya. It means already, or now, or right away, or finished, or it means all sorts of things. Ya. Me voy? Well, we know boy, don't we? I go. But we said in the last session, which was reflexive verbs, that if you're going away, it becomes reflexive. Here, the verb becomes reflexive. Boy is I go. But if you say boy, it doesn't mean it right to the Spaniard. So it becomes reflexive. So it actually means to me, I go. That means I go away. I'm off. I'm going. And yeah means right now. Yeah, my boy. I've got to go now. Got to go now. Yeah, my boy. Or, my boy. So there's a very simple, easy expression. You often, just as commonly, the first thing they'll say in this region particularly is venga. Venga. And venga is an imperative. It's an imperative of come on. It means come on, and you say it to yourself. It's like saying, come on, I've got to go. They do it all the time. Venga. So you can combine that with that. Venga, me voy. Yeah. Hasta luego. I don't think yes I have. One or two very elderly ladies I've heard say luego in Spain. That's the whole of Spain, not just here. The way to say it, the normal way to say it is logo. Logo, not logo. That's completely wrong. Just say hasta luego, hasta luego. But you've got to say it fast. You listen, you'll hear them all do it. So, venga is come on, gotta go. Venga, me voy. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego. Te veo a la rato. I'll see you in a little while. There's all sorts of ways to do it. Here's some things about your feelings as we go going along. Tengo frío. What do you think that is? Frío is cold. Tengo, remember, tener, I have. I'm cold. Tengo frío. Tengo hambre. Hambre is hunger. El hambre is hunger. I'm hungry. Notice, we say I am cold, I am hungry. The Spanish always say I have hunger, I have. Tengo calor. Tengo mucha calor. Mucho calor. I'm really hot. Tengo sed. Sed. Sed is thirst. Tengo sed. Hay cafeteria. Hay cafeteria. Remember, in the very first lessons I did with you, we use this I. It's a perfect thing. There is or there are. Hay cafeteria. And just shrug. Just a way to ask for things. When you're in the cafeteria, sitting down, you might say to the camarero or camarera, the waiter or waitress, ¿me traes un cortado? ¿Me traes un cortado? To me, traer. Traer is to bring. And it's traer, traes, trae, etc. So, to me, you bring a cortado. A cortado. A cortado is the most common coffee in Spain. There's café con leche and café solo. Solo's got no milk. Con leche's got lots of milk. Cortado means literally cut. Cortar is to cut. And you remember, anything with ado at the end of an AR verb is the past tense. Un cortado, you can say un café cortado, but nobody ever does. ¿Me traes un cortado? Un cortado is it's just a good splash of milk in it, that's all. Okay? Claro, very common. And you're out, look, my arms are in the air. You can't say it without. It just means, for sure, absolutely. I agree, yes. Claro. It's a bit like Bali. But claro is, I agree with you, yeah. Claro. If somebody passes their opinion, you agree? Claro. Okay? There's another expression. Esperate. When they say it, it will sound like that. Esperate. And if it's really urgent, they drop off. That's the imperative of esperar, which is to wait. And that, te, if you remember from the last session, and we're continuing doing object pronouns, is to you. So it means wait to you. Okay? That means wait. If it's a real emergency, often you'll just hear, "Spera! Spera!" if there's a danger. So that again you'll hear, yeah, and you can use it yourself. Questions in the street. ¿Dónde hay un cajero? ¿Dónde hay un cajero? Question. Cajero is an ATM in the wall. Yeah, automatic transaction machine or something it's called, isn't it, in English? Yeah, it's a hole in the wall. ¿Dónde hay un cajero? Por favor. Perdóname. Perdóname. Yeah. Disculpe. Perdóname is pardon me. Disculpe is forgive me. It's ways of just approaching somebody. ¿Dónde está el banco? Perdón. ¿Dónde está el baño? El baño is the bathroom, not the bath. The bath is bañera. La bañera is the actual bath. So if you want the bathroom, you want the toilets, yeah. ¿Dónde está? Where is the bathroom? You can also say servicios, but it's more normal and easy just to say el baño. ¿A qué hora cierran? ¿A qué hora? At what hour? What time? Cierran. That's an AR verb, but it's irregular, so it changes to here. It's cerrar, is to close. Okay? So, ¿a qué hora cierran? What time do they close? All these things are useful. Following that, ¿abren los domingos? Question. They open the Sundays? Are they open Sundays? ¿Abren los domingos? Bueno. Here's a question, and I missed the off. Just a question when you're chatting to people. These are all mixed up on purpose, so I can just explain how they're made and put together. So have a look through them, go through them as much as you want, as much as you can, because these are things that people laugh and say all the time, just chatting and joking together. Okay, here's a question you might get asked. ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? ¿Cuándo es tu cumple? ¿Cuándo? When? Es, is, tu, your, cumple. Short for cumpleaños. You can say cumpleaños, but I tend to just say cumple. When's your birthday? And just jokingly, ya fue. It's gone. Notice the ya? Up here, ya, already. Fue. Fue is the perfect past, the once only past of ir, to go. So it went. We'll be doing ir in detail very soon because it's a very odd and very special and very necessary verb. So, ya fue. Just joking. And that's what I said afterwards. Estoy bromeando. Bromeando. Bromear is to joke, to act daft, to act silly. And anything that you see, remember, with the ando ending, so there's the stem, the ando ending means ing in English. So, estoy, I am, temporarily, bromeando, I'm joking. Ya fue. O, yo tengo una cada tres semanas. Is a Spanish expression. In other words, they come too quickly, my birthdays. I have one every 3 weeks, I think. I'm getting really old, yeah? So these are all things that you'll hear and see, and it helps you just to hear me say it and look at it and see what it is. Okay, if you're still in the coffee house or wherever you are, I'll often say to you, ¿tienes efectivo? O tiene efectivo? Sometimes the people in the shop are quite sort of serious and polite, and they'll say the usted, the formal thing. It sounds the same to you, don't worry about it. ¿Tienes efectivo? No, that is cash. Efectivo is cash. Have you got cash? O vas a pagar con tarjeta. Con tarjeta is paying by card. What does that mean? Me traes un té? We did some down there. To me, you bring a tea. Yeah. Me traes un té? Perdone. ¿Me traes un té? Bueno, vale, gracias. ¿Tienes cambio? Still here. ¿Tienes cambio? Have you got change? They also call it moneda. So small change, coins, is moneda. But cambio generally is, have you got change? Very important word to hear and be able to say, and also what to do in return. If you're in anywhere, in a restaurant, and people are eating and you leave, then you should say to them, smile and say to them, and they will say to you, honestly, unless it's in a tourist area, a real tourist area, que aproveche. That means what? Aproveche is to make the most of and enjoy. It's like bon appetit in French. Que aproveche. Hope you enjoy what you're eating. And the answer is always gracias. It's rude in Spanish if somebody says que aproveche to you, and lots of people will. In most restaurants, when they're leaving and you're still eating, if they walk straight past you, they'll say que aproveche. And just say, smile and say gracias. Okay? Llámame. Llámame. Strange word. Well, you can see it. Look, llama. There's the object pronoun, which we're busy talking about at the moment. Llama is the imperative. Yeah. So the stem is yam, and when you put just that single end, as you do in most of the others, we'll be doing imperatives in detail later on, but this is just to give you some things to think about and see how they work and how they work together, and just to actually experience some typical day-by-day Spanish, meeting somebody new, etc, 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 yeah? So llámame is call me. Llamar, you know that. ¿Cómo te llamas? We mentioned that last time. ¿Cómo, how? To you, you call. So that's call, imperative, call to me. Give me a call. Llámame. Adiós. Llámame, eh? Vale, vale, vale. Hasta otro día. Typical parting, yeah? Or you're sitting down with somebody chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting, and you say, ay, madre mía, ya es tarde. Ya es tarde. Ya, again. Already. Es tarde. It's late. Time's flying. Because you've been chatting, yeah? So you'll hear that. Ya es tarde. Okay? More phrases. De vez en cuando. Just a phrase to remember. De vez, of time. Not time like the clock, that's hora. Beth is an occasion. Of occasion, in when. It's a funny expression, you've got to just remember it. It means now and again. From time to time. We would say from time to time, now and again. Either of those. It is de vez en cuando. Just remember it. Yeah? You'll hear it. Maybe you'll be able to use it as you get better in Spanish. Well, all these things will repeat and repeat and repeat. And there's, yeah, tranquilo, tranquilo. That means it's okay, relax. Tranquilo, tranquilo. If somebody says, if you look as though you've tripped up or something and somebody says, ¿qué pasó? ¿Estás bien? Sí, sí, tranquilo, tranquilo. Gracias. Muy amable. I think that's down here somewhere. Okay, tranquilo. Here's another way of saying, blimey, time flies. Se nos pasó el tiempo. I've put this one in because we've started to do object pronouns through reflexive verbs, and here's a reflexive verb. Look, paso is the once only past tense of pasar, to pass. That's it passes itself. Remember, se is me, te, se. So it's passed to us the time. What it means is, blimey, the time's flown. Se nos pasa el tiempo. Madre mía. Venga. Ya me voy. See how they fit together? These are all incredibly common, simple phrases. I know they'll feel a bit sort of, oh my goodness, so don't worry about that. Don't try and learn this off. I'm going through it, so you start to get to hear me saying it and see how it looks and so on, yeah? Here's another thing about time, and these bits are all about time. Se me hizo tarde. Se me hizo tarde, that's me. I'm late. The way the Spanish say it, they don't say estoy tarde. No. Yeah. Hizo is this one-off. We've not done it in my series. The one-off perfect past they call it, or preterito, preterite. Hizo, it made itself. Se hizo, because of the time. Se hizo to me. It made to me late. I'm late. Se me hizo tarde. Madre mía. Perdóname. Sorry. Perdóname. Lo siento is a very common way of saying more seriously, more important thing. Yeah, if somebody dies, for instance, not just that, but that. Lo siento is to it I feel. Sentir is to feel. And it's irregular, so it's siento, lo siento, I feel it. It's a way of being condolent. Okay? Here's another way about late. Voy a llegar tarde. Voy a, remember, we're going to do probably the next one, once we've done some more object pronouns, we're probably going to do some on this. Yeah, it's what I call the boya trick. So the future tense is really easy, yeah? It's really easy if you use voy a, I am going to, or vamos a, or van a, they are going to, or so for the future, because you then just use the infinitive. Look, I am going to, always a, I am going, I go to, llegar is to arrive. I go to arrive late. In other words, I'm going to be late. It's a really good, easy way, it's a consistent way, because it's always followed by the infinitive, which means that you don't have to start changing that as well. So, voy a llegar tarde. I'm going to be late. Okay, here's some feelings and things and what have you. A few more now. Tengo sueño. I have sleepy. I'm sleepy. But we would say I'm sleepy. They say I have to sleep. Yeah. So I'm sleepy. Tengo sueño. And as a result of that, again, just to pick this up again, voy a acostarme. Voy a acostarme. Okay? Acostar is to go to bed. And it's reflexive, look. So it's voy, I am, going to acostarme. If we said vas there, vas a, if we said to you, question, vas a acostarte, so that, remember, me, te, se, nos, os, se, those are reflexives, and that's an example of a reflexive verb. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Voy a acostarme. Why are you going to bed? Because estoy cansado. Estoy is I am, temporarily. Cansado. Cansado. Cansar, again is a reflexive verb, yeah? So if I want to say I'm tired, I can say estoy cansado and not use the reflexive bit, or I can say, just to show you that there's lots of ways to do all these, me canso. So cansar is a regular AR verb, so it's canso, I tire, to me, me canso. Or you can say estoy cansado. or estoy aburrido, bored, it even sounds the same. Okay? Or perdido, estoy perdido, I'm lost, perder. Yeah, and again you can do it's sometimes reflexive, so you can always do that and change them around. A few more. Very, very necessary word phrase for you. No entiendo. No entiendo. Use it all the time. I don't understand. No entiendo. ¿Lo puedes repetir? ¿Lo puedes repetir? Lo is it. Puedes, you can. It, you can. Repetir is obvious, isn't it? Yeah. ¿Lo puedes repetir? Okay, so no entiendo. ¿Lo puedes repetir? Just no entiendo is sufficient. Some other short expressions, if they're helping or what. Que no, que no. The Spanish don't say no. They will always, for all things like that, they'll put a que. It's a bit like a thinking bit. Que no. Ah, que sí, que sí. Que no lo sé, no lo sé, que no lo sé. Que no lo sé. In other words, that's saying, I don't know, I just don't know. Que no lo sé. Okay? Muy amable. Muy amable. Gracias, muy amable. Thanks, that's really friendly of you. It's really, really, really good of you. Really decent of you. Muy amable. Okay? And the last bit, you can see there's a smile on it. Hopefully you can see that with the camera. Me duele la cabeza. Me duele la cabeza con tanto español. Me duele la cabeza. To me, it hurts the head. That's the way they say I've got a headache. So body parts are always impersonal. And you have to put a me or a le or a se or whatever in front. So, me duele la cabeza con tanto español. Tanto español. With so much Spanish. All this Spanish is making my head hurt. That's the way the Spanish would say it. Me duele, ay, hombre. Me duele la cabeza con tanto español. Por favor. Ya, para. Right, let's stop. So we'll stop. Hope you've enjoyed that. These are all very, very common, everyday expressions, so that you can hear me saying them and explain a bit how they work and so on. And gradually, when we do more and more of these, they'll start to come naturally, and you'll be able to make your own. But these are very, very common ones. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.